Hi, Judy.
Hi.
How's your case study been coming along?
Well, I finished two of them. I don't know how but I did my best.
Okay, nice. You feel like there was any changes yet in those people that are persons or yourself that you worked on?
Well, I came down with a bad cold, so I not feeling uh, better. But um, I'll have to wait and see if I hear anything from some of the people I tried to help remotely.
Okay, okay. So you did your two case studies on other people.
No, they were on my on myself, but on the side I was doing things for other people.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So do you feel like your cold came from doing the work on yourself?
No, what happened was I didn't sleep hardly at all on Wednesday night, and I had appointments on Thursday. I had to drive an hour north to a doctor and dentist, and I just felt totally zonked out. So yesterday when I woke up, I was sick. And
Okay, yeah.
I was sitting in the waiting room and I had my mask on, and at least three other ladies came in and nobody had a mask on, and
Yep.
nobody said anything. The receptionist was sitting there all day with a black mask on. So I don't know.
Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Either way, I guess, either way. Matt, everyone has their different viewpoints on that. There's a girl locally that died, they said, from wearing a mask. So there's both viewpoints on it. So when I see people wearing them or not wearing them, I'm like, well, I guess they may have their reasons.
Yeah, it's their choice, just like with these vaccines. But I have received so many negative reports on emails, and I try to pass that on to people so they can make an informed decision. And quite a few of them just go ahead and get the vaccine anyway. So
Yeah, some people really like that feeling of security that they feel like they get from those. And yeah, information is a good thing. How are your studies going, Pretty? Did you get your case study done or
Y-
partly done?
Well, yeah, I'm just doing it on myself, and so
Yeah.
and so like let me just like pull it up here while I'm talking to you. One is like I just have okay, okay, I can see you. Like one is like these negative just thoughts that I have. Oh, I think, oh, this is gonna be here. And then I just think of something negative and that's just disastrous. Like I try to think of something good and it's just negative. And so I'm like, okay, well, why is all of that? So it's like, okay, I have, like one, I want safety. It could be one that I need to be seen. Like if something is disastrous, then everyone will come to me and like either like pity me or they'll validate me or I'll get the attention. But I mean, it's just, and I was like reading, well, okay, well, this is, if you think about it like from a detached point of view, this is bizarre. Like these thoughts are bizarre. Like, why am I having them? And so I was just trying to like, clear them. I don't think that I've done it. I'm not sure which technique uh, to use. So that was going to be like my case study number 1, and it's just on me. And then the second one that I want is just still on me. It's just
Okay.
that that other, when I wanted to clear that, like for like the same action, like others can do like an action, then I can do that same action, but mine is interpreted as negative because I'm like the bad person, like I'm like the bad sheep or some, that thing. So I want to clear that. So I need help with both of these.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think that's making really good progress. Just being aware of what places you want to clear. That's really, really good, because sometimes just bringing that to your mind and knowing what that is enough to clear it even all by itself. Because once you kind of shine the light on it, it's not in the dark shadows anymore.
Okay.
So those patterns or those negative thoughts can just start to dissipate. And not that they necessarily will, but that can happen.
Okay.
So that's really good. So
Okay.
for you, you said it was mostly a feeling of, you were thinking perhaps of safety, validation, and maybe being heard. Those items,
And
is that
what?
you were feeling? And being heard, feeling heard.
Yeah, I mean,
That people could-
I do have feelings of hurt because for maybe I'm like, maybe these are related, like I'm creating something that's negative and that's why others are interpreting me as negative. But when like others get something and I don't, yeah, it has brought up feelings of hurt and inadequacy and worthiness and all of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But now, of course, again, that now that you know that that's where those things may be stemming from, that
Mhm.
you feel like you don't have a voice, or you feel that you're not safe, or you're alone, or not wanted, or you're not enough. Now you know in yourself already that, of course, you are safe, you are enough. You're enough because we're born. So we are enough, or we wouldn't be here, right?
Right,
So
right.
great progress even right there. But the
Okay.
clearings that go along with it, yeah, those are, I think even just doing those attachments and entities, those are a good place to start. Because when
Okay.
those, there's those attachments of, spirit attachments and all these different ones, well, they kind of can go in and make our mind think different things. And once those are gone, those can dissipate quickly, those negative feelings.
Okay.
So have
And
you
then
worked through any of those yet, the attachments and entities for those feelings, those
no,
negative?
I wasn't sure. Like, is this motion right here, or I mean, like, am I doing this right, or like, do I throw?
And that one is, you're referring to specifically for which clearing? For
I
which piece?
like doesn't it do it? Isn't it for both, or
Yeah, like Marlene says, I mean, even if you're having a question, even any motion will help dissipate. So, even when in doubt, you can use this motion, like this. So that
okay?
works also. But yeah, there are some that clear a little faster with a different one. But it kind of depends on which exact, if you're referring to, say, you said, oh, I feel like I have an attachment, of reticulans, then you would want to go in and use the quantum doorknob for that attachment. But so that's where, if you are stuck on a specific one, there's the specific motions for
Okay.
each one. But yeah, when in doubt, you can always just use that quantum pump to work on clearing it.
Okay. How does can I? Maybe it's more of a technical question and more out of my curiosity than really a need to know. But how do these work? Like, why do particular motions work, and like, what is happening in the quantum field that is like that is?
Yeah, so how I've understood it is that most of us are kind of still more in our physical self, than our energetic self. And so in order to get that physical energy to kind of move, you kind of want to use these motions to help kind of facilitate that movement. You know, if we were all at an energetic level of higher, all of us, then those things can flow a lot faster.
Okay.
You know, so with, you know, it would kind of transmute a lot faster, but this can assist in getting things to move.
Okay.
That's how I've understood it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there's 3 of us here. Good morning. Is it Lack? Oh, your speaker's muted.
Yes, I have trouble getting on. My 1 hour thing sent me to a wrong Zoom thing, so I had to go out of that and find another one. So the
Oh.
other people may be having trouble getting on too.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, I had that same issue too.
Did you?
Okay, so maybe I'll
Carrie, the Zoom link that was sent for today was for March 27th. And luckily I had the link that was sent yesterday or the day before for today, and I was able to get on.
okay, I will send a message right now to Marlene and have her resend those out. Okay. So, alrighty, okay, anybody else or who's next that would like to go over anything? I think we can get started even if we're waiting for others to show up because it's all right. You know, we can just kind of work through our, if any questions or if you want to go over any of your readings or results.
I'll go over mine.
Okay,
So how do I do my, let's see, how do I show my page? Is my
okay,
question.
so
Oh, here we
as
go.
I understand it, yeah, if you've got if you want to pull up a PDF, then you can go ahead and do that by share screen and pull up your file, or if you have a paper that you want to hold up to the screen, that works also.
Okay. Can you see it?
Not yet. Now I can.
Okay. Okay, well, I checked my life force first and I got 85 and she said we need to be between 85 and 100. So I went ahead and started. And for my intention, I said right permission and ability to feel comfortable in getting correct answers for myself, letting go of domination, suppression, and control. And then I said what could be blocking that. And then I started checking my entities, law of attraction, emotions, and then negative emotions. And so what I got was reticulans 2, and I cleared that to 0. Nanotech, I cleared that to 0. Alien type 7, it said 3, I cleared that to 0. Portals, I cleared that to 0. Bitterness, I cleared that to 0. Then I checked the rest of the entities and I didn't find anything. So I went to the law of attraction. Clan, I had something, so I cleared that to 0. Soul contract, I had something, I cleared that to 0. Transmortal showed up under this as 1, I cleared that to 0. Trauma, I cleared that to 0. Then I didn't really have any response under emotions. And then under the negative emotions, I had afraid, I cleared that to 0. Fearful, I cleared that to 0. Jittery, which was kind of a strange one to me, I cleared that to 0. And restrained, I cleared that to 0. So that took me a long time. It took me like over an hour and a half to do that. And it looks so little.
Oh, no, it takes a lot. You know, with time, of course, it starts going faster, but it takes a lot. Are you a more visual person or are you more intuitive? You know, how do you connect with people that way?
No, you mean like if I had a client?
Yeah.
No, I guess I'm more visual. Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes different people with the way that they kind of connect or whatever with others, it will, you'll probably find in the future as you're doing this, you'll start to kind of visually start to see the things coming up, you know, which say entities, and that'll help you work through it faster, but it'll come on its own. Yeah.
Okay, because I wondered about that because I'm not really, I don't really see things, like some people see people's past lives and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I don't really see things or anything like that. So,
It takes time and kind of relaxing into it. It's a work in progress, but also trusting that what comes to your mind or what you see is correct, because for myself in the early stages, I would always be like, well, why is my mind thinking about that now? Okay, stop that and let's go back to, well, that's what is there for me to see. So I've had like, oh, okay, that's why. Or say my mind is going all over the place. Okay, that's what's happening with my client. Their mind is going all over the place. So yeah, to start to trust that what is coming to you is actually the correct message. Because we're so used to thinking all the time and trying to stop that thought or go to that thought or do that. So yeah, kind of letting it be. Yeah, I think it'll come. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Diane, you had a question.
Yeah, sorry. I've been trying to get in for like the past 20 minutes to the class because every link I was trying kept saying the meeting hadn't started yet. And those were the most recent ones. Then I went back to like the day before yesterday's, and then that one worked. That's how I got in. So I'm wondering if other people were not able to get into this.
Okay. Yeah, these ladies had told me this, and I sent Marlene a message. So I asked her to kind of resend out the correct link in case there's others that are having a hard time getting in.
Okay, well, so I don't know what I missed with what you guys talked about.
We've just been going over any questions that you've had on your own personal, thing that you're working on, or questions about the process or procedure. So you haven't really missed out on anything. It's kind of just for each person, whoever, is ready with something, to kind of go ahead and take the time to ask questions. So nothing,
okay.
Nothing in a specific training method that you're missing out on.
Okay. I do have some questions because
Sure.
I'm still new to all this. So
Sure.
I do feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
How do you get your life force? First off, how do I even test for my life force? And then how do I get it to, 100% once I do find out what it is?
Okay. If you're able to come on camera, I'd love to see you. But if you can't, that's okay, because there's times I can't either.
I can. I'm just not in a position like I'm sitting.
Oh, that's all right.
I can't even, whatever. I can't see myself right now at all, which is good.
Oh.
It distracts me.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Okay.
sitting up. Can you see me? Did I turn it on?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm sitting on the floor in a bedroom and I don't
Oh,
really have
yeah.
anything to prop my phone properly.
That's
so.
quite all right. I understand. So with the life force, Marlene teaches that you'd use the kinesiology. So if
Right.
you use the finger method, or if you were to use the crystal, which one do you prefer? Which one have you been practicing with?
I've been trying the finger, but that's all new to me. And it actually hurts my finger to do it.
Yeah, I experienced the same thing for some time until you kind of get used to it. Yeah, my hands were sore for quite a few days.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like I can hold it tight,
Yeah.
but then I don't know what it feels like to relax. And like when I start to bend my knuckle, it actually hurts a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little
Okay,
too
so
much
I'm not
pressure.
unique. Okay. So is it just like
Yeah.
a slight release then?
Yeah. So I first practiced just with my name, or to say, show me yes and show me no, and my name is Carrie. And then to feel and to relax into it instead of it being a physical kind of a muscle
Okay.
pressure that way. It took me some time, but yeah, kind of a feeling into it. So there's not so much efforting happening. And then so I'd say, okay, my name is Carrie, and I just kind of gently press into it. And when you can feel that muscle or the finger kind of, let's see how to say it. kind of quickly trigger, like it's strong, like right away. So show me Carrie, or my name is Carrie. And then if I say my name is Susan, then I can feel that kind of that weakness. It doesn't, if I,
Oh.
you feel, you can try that.
So it's not overly strong. It's not like this
No.
crazy strength.
you
It's
kinda
just
come
really
up-
gentle.
Yeah, so kind of come up from your body instead of
Uh-huh.
like down. That's how for me, I kind of feel into it, kind of relax into it, and kind of be feeling like my name is Carrie this way versus like, so my name is Carrie, and I kind of just press into it a little bit gently, and you'll kind of feel that connection. Yeah. And then again, try with a different name. My name is Susan, and you may feel where that kind of, it's a little bit weaker. It's not quite that immediate response. Can you try that? And does that work for you now? You're going to try.
Okay.
It takes practice. So we've got time. We've got time.
Do I just say it out loud, or can you just say it in my head?
Either way, either
Okay,
way.
'cause I was doing it in my head.
I sometimes practiced out loud because sometimes my ears would hear me
Okay.
talk.
Okay. My name is Diane. My name is John. I feel like I don't know that I purposely keep pushing it up. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? So like
Yeah,
I interfere
yeah.
with it somehow.
Yep, yep. It's the the mind trying to run the show, I suppose.
Right.
So yeah, it takes a lot of
Okay.
practicing and feeling into it, kind of relaxing into it,
Okay.
letting go a little bit.
But
But
I'll try that more. You said the crystal. Well, I have a pendulum.
or pendulum type, yeah. So for some people, if they've been using that method, that's probably fine with them. The finger method is a little more challenging for me, but I like the flexibility of wherever you are.
Right.
You don't need to pull out a pendulum.
Okay.
You
And
know.
then when you said crystal, did you mean a crystal pendulum or actually crystal?
Well, yeah, no, I just meant that kind of a crystal pendulum. It really
Okay.
doesn't need to be. I just seen some people using that, so I didn't know whatever each person is choosing to use is fine.
I thought it just might be something else. That's all.
No, I
Okay.
wasn't meaning anything different. Yeah.
Okay, and then as far as getting the percentages, so what do you do? Like, is my life force at 50%? And then
Yes.
it would like,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
then if it said yes, then is it at 60%?
Yes. So let's practice that with you now. So, okay. So for Diane, my life force is 50%. So you're feeling into it, relaxing into it. Does it feel strong? And again, it's not a physical strength test. It's just as soon as it engages, that's where your strength is. Okay. Or
Okay.
that's where that moment is, where it's kind of the truth. Okay. So 50%. Yes, I got yes. So
Mhm.
my life force is 60%. I got yes. My life force is 70%. I got yes. 80%. Yes. 85. A little bit weaker.
Mhm.
84, 83. I got 83 is kind of the strongest point before it starts to dip a little bit.
Okay.
So what did you feel any sort of difference yet or no?
Maybe a little bit,
Yeah, it's subtle.
maybe a
So
little
that's
bit.
where you'll start learning like it's subtle. So you have to be subtle, like your whole self.
Right.
So yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So that's how you gauge that life force.
Okay.
And
And
then,
so how do I
Mhm.
bring it up to 100%?
okay, so she teaches a quantum pump. So if I'm facing sideways, it's this way. Of course, my hand is a lot of background, so I don't know if you can see that.
Okay, so
So
it's
the-
just like this?
Yeah, just kind of like this motion, kind of a
Okay.
forward pumping motion.
Okay.
And yeah, using that and then your whole self and your mind is sending that kind of energy into, and the light and whatever, into raising that life force. So you're kind of
Okay.
picturing that golden light going in like a pumping motion into pumping up the life force.
So you focus on that as you're doing this. And
Yeah.
so is this the same
Yep.
thing as the swirl? Because I
No,
still get confused.
swirl is different, but this is the quantum pump.
Quantum pump. Has
Um,
she taught that? Did I miss that?
I'm not
Sorry,
sure if
because
you
I don't
missed it.
remember hearing that name. That doesn't mean,
Ladies, yeah, the rest of you ladies, have you heard her use that name? Anyone else?
I've heard reference to it, but I'm not sure that it was shown or spoken about.
Okay, okay. So that's the one that I was familiar with that name. I was, in case all of a sudden I thought, well, maybe she used a different name, but it would be possibly still the same thing. That's possible. So why don't we just go ahead and say that motion, that if this motion, it has a different name for you, that's fine. It doesn't really matter, but the motion of kind of just pumping that way.
so that's
So is that-
bringing in.
That's sending the energy into the life force, into your life force.
Okay. And so can you show me the swirl, the basic swirl?
The basic swirl I was understanding
Just
is
like
more,
this?
yeah, just kind of a, like that.
Okay. And then I attempted last night to go through the list and find out what might be blocking me from the ability to accurately and confidently muscle test when reading for myself or others.
Yep.
And I've actually had a decent amount show up with a yes for me.
Okay.
And I didn't even bother going through the negative list because there were too many. And I just felt like a lot of them would be saying, yeah. I mean, because I've tried to go through that list before and I can't go through every single one of them.
Right.
But I just had a feeling like there might be some undeserving in there or, unworthy, that type of thing. And
Yeah.
that's kind of definitely been, it's definitely me.
Yep.
But then I also got the ETF. So that's what emotional thought
Yep.
forms.
Yep.
And then the EBP as a yes.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
contracts, I was kind of, because it was in two different areas, I kind of got it a yes in one and then kind of maybe in another. And I
Mhm.
don't know why. And the same thing for chords.
Okay.
And then agreements, I definitely got a yes.
Yep. Yep.
And
So-
sorry, and then I got for alien type 5, I got the grays and the reticulans and the reptoids, or however you say it. That was showing yes with the pendulum.
And did you work on clearing any of those?
No, I didn't, because I wasn't sure, because I wanted to see if that was even accurate. Because if I cleared it and it was gone, then you'd be like, oh no, that wasn't accurate. Does that make sense?
Sometimes, yeah,
Okay.
sometimes you can still kind of go in and ask like, okay, were these things present before?
Oh, okay. I just didn't
But,
want to ruin what.
But I did get what you just said, that was correct.
Okay. Okay. So
You know,
you've
what
got
you've been
like
finding.
everything, the
Yeah.
controls or
Yeah.
contracts. Okay.
Yeah.
So all those
Yep.
are yes.
Yep.
Okay. What about alien type 4, the Zeta reptilian?
I got yes on those.
Okay. Yeah, I got that. And the archons I got too.
I would feel like 1 to 2 right in there. So, but it doesn't, perfection isn't necessary,
Okay,
so
so-
it's okay if, you've got 1 and I've got 1, it's, or 2, that's going to be okay. Because the main idea is you're going to be clearing them anyway.
Okay, so like if I get the alien type 5 and I get the grays and the reticulans and reptoids, do I need to find out how many when I do it?
Typically Marlene does. And I
Okay.
think she talked the other day where, especially certain ones, let's see here. I think, is it the,
Demons?
yeah, the demons, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Demons and whatnot, that they can be a little bit tricky. So those ones are
Right.
nice to kind of name or whatever. But yeah, oftentimes, she does put them in there, and I do try to get the right number also. But
And then you
sometimes
would
if I'm
clear
not
on that.
sure, yeah, but sometimes if I'm not sure, it's like, if I know there's something there and I'm not immediately getting the right number, I don't stress it too much, because the point is that they're there.
Okay.
And the point is we're cleaning them. So I don't, like, I wouldn't focus on it where it's like, oh my gosh, this isn't exact enough for me.
Right.
And then I wanted to say something about the negative emotions, that when you were feeling like there's probably, and you were naming some, yeah, go with that. That's yourself telling you what's right. And so that's going to be your way that your body kind of feels into things or reads into things. So start trusting that more and more. Say, yep, okay, when that comes to my mind, that's what it, those are going to be the things. So
So
those
I
are
don't
going to
have
be
to
the
go through every single word in that list.
right. And you may not be able to clear every single one on the chart anyway. They may not be ready for clearing, but
Right.
start with what's coming to your mind and start trusting that process.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then I also did get, or so really quickly, if you find out how many, then you could just do whatever motion is necessary for those for
Yep.
17 seconds each, essentially, or
About
until it
and
just feels.
and you'll start and you can stop and check and say, okay, is this clear? You know, you're gonna want to check anyway.
Okay.
And once you start feeling into it, you're gonna start feeling like, oh, I feel like it's clearing. Now for me, what happens for me is I'll have tightness or restriction somewhere in my body,
Mhm.
and I feel it clearing, and it just goes like this up, and I can feel it go right all the way up. So when I know, like, I'll feel it coming up, and I'll be like, okay, it's almost clear. It's not quite almost clear, and then everything lightens and brightens. I'm like, okay, I can still check, but that's
You just
how
know.
my body will talk to me.
Okay.
Now everyone may be a little different, but to start learning and trusting those things that are coming to you and how your body responds. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then a couple more that came up too. I get the risen demons,
Mm-hmm.
and spiders was kind of iffy.
Yeah. It gets a little there.
Yeah. And then soul contracts.
Yep.
And trauma.
And which one?
Trauma.
Trauma. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so that's what I got for me last night. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. No, that sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I guess my last question, on one of the pages, it seemed like to clear contracts and chords, you need to do the karate chop, but then another one, it looks like it's a basic swirl, so I was confused.
I was kind of talking, Pretty was talking about that earlier a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It's not law exactly. So if nothing else, any motion really is going to assist in clearing. It's that some of them clear some things faster.
Okay.
So I would say either one is going to clear it. And you might find when you're clearing it, as you're starting to go through the chart, you're going to think, oh, I'm going to do the swirl. And that's going to be the right one for you at that moment,
Right.
So, but yeah,
Okay.
again, it's not law. It will clear still. So it's not really like the wrong one that won't work.
Okay. So for me to clear all these, I would just go down the list and just start doing whatever motion is appropriate for that one that's
Yep.
listed, and
Yep.
then check to see when I'm 100% clear or 0
Yep.
left.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
And
Okay.
like for the life force, you can work on, sending in that energy. But a lot of times I'll find that life force will really bump up all of a sudden once you've cleared off those entities and those anchors in there.
Okay.
All of a sudden you'll be like, oh, it just took a big jump. So like, it's not that you have to sit on life force and go, okay, I have to get this life force up. I can't move on, because it's going to be a little bit tied to some of these other things.
Okay. And once
That's
those are
what-
cleared, then you might be able to bump it up a lot faster.
Oh
It might
yeah,
just bump up on its own.
definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
then one last question. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, this is
When
fine.
before you're doing even the clearing or the looking into these for yourself, or you need to clear yourself, right? So you get your life force up, but you clear yourself as well. So I mean, I was thinking, do I have to go through like the entire muscle clearing testing chart, clear that before I do anything, and the chakra chart and the domination clearing suppression, all that, clearing it to clear myself before I'm ready to do anything? It's a
No,
lot.
yeah, no, no one is ever going to be perfect, and we don't need to be.
Okay.
But sometimes, if we're finding that things are just not flowing right, you're like, oh, this is feeling like kind of slow and sluggish, check the person. Sometimes that's where I'll be like, okay, they're experiencing a sluggish energy, and that's what I need to address right now. Things aren't flowing. Or I say, okay, do I, say if it's someone that's close to me, I say, do I have some shared energy here? I need to clear that. Or I'll say, do I have something going on that's not, allowing me to flow? Sometimes it's water. I'm like, you know what? I need some water, and that will help things. So, but there's our own thing. So yes, especially I find if it's someone that is close to me, I might have some of my own things that are kind of getting in the way. So I want to clear some of that off. Shared energies, so kind of that background stuff. But
Okay.
of course, it's always good to go in and check on yourself and clear out things, and that's good and necessary. But we're never going to be at perfect everything, because then we would be completely perfect.
Right.
So for people, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yep. Anyone else? I'm feeling really bad for other ladies that would be trying to get on the call. I'm not super techie, so I wouldn't even know how to find the right, email or the right link to go back and send it to everyone. So Marlene may or may not have gotten the message from me, but so I guess, yeah, if anyone wants to continue on with going over some of these, we can. I know Jessica wasn't going to make it today, so there'll be one less anyway.
I was, when I'm trying to do that chart for my life force, I'm getting somewhere like around like 1 to 3. So I'm not sure I'm doing that right.
Okay, so yeah, that probably wouldn't be quite right. You'd be close to death at 1 to 3. So we're sure that you're doing better than that right now. Okay, let's see here. So do you want to do it with me?
Yes.
Okay, can you come on camera for a little bit? Or not? It's okay if you can't.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
nice
okay,
that
there
we
we
can
go.
kind of see each other when we're doing this. So which method do you like, the finger or the pendulum?
Yeah, the finger.
Okay, so first we start off, and I'll have you lead the way. So you say, my name is Pretty.
My name is Preeti. Okay.
Okay, did you feel strong?
Yeah, because
Okay,
I can, I've been able to like do this. I say my name is Preeti, and then I say my name is Jimmy. I say
Yep.
my name is Jimmy, and I can kind of feel that, and that's as far as it goes. And then I
Okay.
try to do the other, go to any of this, and it just
Yep.
never works. I get a
Yeah.
life force of like
So
3.
I'm guessing what's happening is, okay, you figured out how to get yourself in that right bodily sense or whatever when you're saying my name is Pretty, but are you bumping out of that feeling? So when you go into, okay, time for the life force, you feel yourself shift a little, like, okay, time for some work. I got to get this figured out. If that's happening, stay where you are when you say my name is Pretty, and try to keep yourself physically and energetically in that same feeling.
Okay.
And then just go, my life force is at 50%. My life force is at 60%. 70. Mm-hmm.
See, when you said 50, it was okay. When you said 60, mine went down.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting, what are you getting from my life for?
I'm still working up with it. I'm getting 60, but I think what's happening is your mind is kind of wanting to take over, kind of get into the working mode, like, okay, let's get this figured out, versus still like relaxing into it and kind of letting yourself kind of be in that. So I'll keep going up and you can kind of follow along. 60%, 70, 75, 80. I'm not getting 85, 81, 82, 83, 84. So I got 84, but not 85. And again, it doesn't have to be exact because you're just learning,
Okay.
when it's right and when it's wrong. So it's going to have some variability in there. But does that sound right to you? Would 84 sound right? Or how do you feel? Do you have something really going on that's really off in your body? Do you have
No,
a physical disturbance in your body that's really off?
no, it seems right. I was just trying to do the muscle test, and when you got to like 70, my fingers just went down.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was not getting the 70, but I just feel like, oh, it's a normal, like a normal day, you know.
Yeah. And it can be helpful to practice on other people sometimes too, because sometimes we have our kind of inner minds that are connected to an outcome, and that can kind of throw us off until we get better at it.
Okay.
So I did a lot of practicing with others, say in this type of setting where, say if Diane is, what was it, 83, I think we said, maybe, I can't remember. So like really, if you would say, okay, Diane, and you might start to get a feel for, okay, yep, it's a little more easy sometimes to read somebody else because you don't have that connection to an outcome.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. When we like do the others, I'll keep practicing on people in here in the class and see if I can get that for them.
Okay, so yeah, anyone else want to jump on and have any more questions?
I have my case studies. This is Judy.
Yep,
Can I put them up
Yep.
on the screen?
sure.
Uh, I'm not sure if I'm doing this right.
Well, did you hit share screen?
Yes, and
Yep.
I'm clicking on it. Oh, wait.
I see Judy's name, so that looks good.
Okay. I didn't put down my life force. I believe it. If I tested it correctly, I think it was coming up at 98% yesterday.
Okay, and how about we test it today? So let's work with what we're feeling today and let's see what's to come up with. So we can all follow along here with Judy and you'll practice in.
I'm getting 98. Is that what you get?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Okay.
I made an error on this on the second line, but this was about the blocks to receiving clear and accurate responses when dowsing. Yesterday I mentioned how I was having a lot of trouble with the dowsing chart with the alphabet, and my sessions were getting hijacked by dark energies. So I found 4 satanic curses in this lifetime anchored by the emotion of disappointment, and I believe I cleared that. And then I found 4 demonic curses. This is an error that 3 should be a 1. 1 4 lifetimes ago at age 47, anchored by bitterness, and I attempted to clear that. And then 3 more in this lifetime at ages 48, 57, 60, also anchored by bitterness, and I attempted to clear that. 3 evil spirit curses 9 lifetimes ago at ages 38, 47, 69, anchored by crushed, and I cleared that. 1 timeline emotions 3 lifetimes ago, age 84, anchored by bitterness, and I attempted to clear that. 5 timeline energetic in the present lifetime, age 68, anchored by bitterness, and I cleared that. 3 timeline family in the present lifetime anchored by 2 portals, and I cleared that. 8 timeline mental, 1 6 lifetimes ago at age 83, anchored by 4 transmortals, and I attempted to clear that. 5 group thought virus, 1 12 lifetimes ago at age 86, 1 4 lifetimes ago, again age 86, and in the present lifetime, 1 age 59 and 2 at age 68, all anchored by bitterness, and I attempted to clear those. And then I got 10 DNA blocks in present lifetime anchored by deception, and I think I cleared those 100%. Then the entities I found were 9 satyrs anchored by seeds, and I cleared that. 5 ashtars anchored by disappointed, 100% clear. 8 Vortians anchored by bitterness, I attempted to clear that. 9 evil spirits anchored by resentment, and I cleared that. 12 demons anchored by mechanisms, and I attempted to clear that. 5 risen demons anchored by mechanisms, and I cleared that. And 13 nano symbiotics anchored by holographic inserts, and I attempted to clear that.
Okay. I got that those are also clear. Did anyone else go through these and check with her? Did anyone find something different? Or did you guys have a chance to check as we went along? Any of you ladies? We're just kind of listening along, and that's okay too. One other thought is on your group thought virus, you might also want to check on clearing off the cycles. I mean, you have a couple there. It's not real. You have the 86, 11 lifetimes, 4 lifetimes, present lifetime, but just check for any cycles in there,
Okay,
because I'm getting that there are some cycles,
okay,
even though the ages may not exactly reflective.
all right. And then I have another one.
Yep.
Sherry and Shara always speaks about being a non-emotional observer, and I find that very hard to do.
Yep.
I have one cousin, a male, who will call me up, and he starts in on politics, which I think that's rather rude. And he will say things that I don't agree with, and I just find my blood pressure going up, and I have to bite my tongue. And then I find I can't be a non-emotional observer. And I wanted to know what is interfering with me just listening and not emotionally getting all my molecules rattled. So here's what I came up with. 11 soul contracts anchored by bitterness. I attempted to clear that. 8 demonic curses anchored by bitterness. I attempted to clear that. 14 karma in 7 past lifetimes anchored by anger. I attempted to clear that. 14 trauma in the present lifetime anchored by crushed. I attempted to clear that. 14 timeline and emotions in 7 past lifetimes anchored by bitterness. I attempted to clear that. 9 timelines, and Marlene is the one that found this about men. I never would have picked up on that. In the present lifetime anchored by disappointed. I attempted to clear that. 12 timeline energetic, 11 lifetimes ago, anchored by bitterness. I attempted to clear that. 13 group mind virus involving DNA anchored by bitterness. I attempted to clear that. 6 curses in this lifetime anchored by bitterness. I attempted to clear that. 4 agreements involving group karma in this lifetime anchored by bitterness. I attempted to clear that 100%. 1 control energy in this lifetime involving my mother anchored by bitterness. I attempted to clear that. 7 emotional thought forms in this lifetime anchored by holographic inserts. I tried to clear that. 14 emotional brain programs in 5 past lifetimes anchored by holographic inserts. I attempted to clear that. Negative emotions, I found 11 incidents of shame. In dark energies, 3 ghosts, and I didn't find that they were related to me, anchored by portals, and I attempted to clear that.
Okay. So I got that there's still some left there in your demonic curses.
Oh, okay.
That one still has some to go. And then let's see here. I got some of the emotional thought forms, or that one's not 100% clear yet. But the other ones, I got that those were clear. That looks really good.
So the emotional thought forms, let's see, where is that? Oh, here. Those aren't clear yet?
Not quite.
Okay. Okay.
So that's good. So did you feel any different already?
I think I feel lighter and calmer.
Do you has it brought you now to a place where you feel like you may be able to respond differently? Like when your cousin comes, like a way that you know that you'd be able to comfortably be?
Well, I haven't been challenged yet because I have to see if somebody starts spouting a bunch of things that I don't agree with, if I can just remain neutral.
Yeah. Or laugh.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, just
Yeah.
not get
Yeah.
so worked
Yeah.
up and involved.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that'll be fun for you to see how you feel. You know, if you're able to feel grounded in yourself and whatnot when you experience that.
Mhm.
Anything else on there? Or
No, that was
looks like you did a lot of work.
yeah. It took quite a while,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Okay.
as I said, I was never involved in anything like this, or I was never worked with people like many of the other ladies on this class. I am just a retiree of General Motors. I never did anything like this.
Well, it's kind of exciting then.
It is-
Something new.
It always intrigued and interested me. I have a curious mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I like that you're willing to look forward into creating something new after retirement, because a lot of people feel that when they get to retirement age that now they just are on this downhill slide. And I tell my friends, well, wait a minute. It's just time to grab another gear. Life isn't over. You're just starting something new. It's all something fresh and new and exciting. So that's good. I like that you're embracing something new. Okay, let's see. So it's like Diane has her hand raised.
Hi. Just really quickly, that was so thorough. I love it. How I guess, did she find like all the anchors of everything? And do you know what I mean? Like do you have to, so do you go in and say, okay, well, I've got this, how was it anchored in? And so you
Yeah.
find the number, the anchor, and then you clear for each one, you clear for the whole thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so that's correct what you said. So for example, if you say you went and you said, okay, I have grays, and you can look down in there and say, how do they anchor? And when you're doing the quantum, say here it says quantum chopping. So you're gonna be doing the quantum chopping. That will clear all of that for you. You just kind of intend in your mind, you're thinking to yourself, or you're saying, okay, so I'm clearing the grays and I'm clearing the anchors. So I'm clearing that now. And when you're doing that, that will be intending that will be clearing for
Okay.
you.
Perfect. Thank you.
But of course, at the end, also there is that chart of anchors that, talks about, and you can, even when you've gone through all of your entities, at the end, I always follow through and say, okay, what do I have something in embedding? Is there something in implants, seeds, mechanisms? I just write those in and clear those, and they'll kind of clear through the entities too. That make any sense?
Yeah. So just the anchors, you said there's a chart on.
Yeah, at the end of your entities sheet, let's see, I think it's at the end. There's,
Okay. Yeah, I see.
yeah, yep.
Okay.
So even if you're like, oh gosh, what if I missed something? You don't have to worry about it. Once you get to the end and you go through the anchors, that's going to cover things too.
Okay, so you can go through clearing everything you found, but then go to these anchors and just like go to embedding. Well, try to find out which ones are prominent and then go and clear those.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily go into every single anchor for every single one, like specifically, because when you clear that, that's where they're found, is kind of in those anchors, and that's going to be clearing that too.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thank you.
But I just kind of run through them at the end, and sometimes you have all the anchors there and sometimes not all of them, but yeah, clear them that way and it kind of clears through. And then when you go back, you kind of check, okay, does everything seem clear, anchors and entities? And yeah, you get your reading like, yep, it is. It's like, okay, that's good.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Okay. There's Robin and Natalie. Do either one of you have something you want to discuss here?
Sure, I do. Hi.
Okay. Hi.
So I was clicking on the links for an hour and could never get in. Did that happen to anybody else?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
like, what do you mean? I missed it? I've been sitting here.
Yeah. Nope. No, we're here. So yeah, others had that. So then I did get through to Marlene and she sent out a new link, she said, so that you'd be able to get into that. Must have sent out the wrong one. But yeah, we're here. We've got time. We've gone over some people's results and but nothing that's a real new material. So you're not technically missing anything. It's more of sometimes learning by listening to other people's experiences can be helpful, but no.
Okay. I can share what I did, which I thought was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've been super busy, so I haven't, I actually didn't try anything until this morning. And then I was like, okay, I got 20 minutes. So what am I going to do? And so I've had some gum pain, and I actually, I haven't been to a dentist since COVID. And so I actually do have an appointment for Monday morning, but I thought, okay, let's see this. So let me see if I can share my screen and pull up what I did. Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
All right. So my intention is happy, healthy gums. Where am I now? 65%. What's blocking that? So I went to Bloodline and got Men in Black, resentment, disappointment, cleared it. What else? Karma, portals, blame, bitterness, cleared that. Got cycles. I guess this was on one of maybe the law of attraction sheet. It's a little overwhelming with all the sheets.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So one thing I'd love is if that could all be in one manual. Like, I have other methods I do. And it's, you know, so there's like 90 pages, but then you just go, you type in the page and it goes to it. But anyway,
So
so
like
then,
a PDF or like an online manual you're referring to, or like
yeah,
yeah.
because here I'm kind of just clicking to, okay, this sheet, that sheet, that
Okay,
sheet.
gotcha.
And
Yeah,
it'd be just nice if it was all in one.
yeah, that would be really nice. You know, Robin, you are a lot further ahead of me when it comes to technology. So I have to print everything off because I get too confused when I'm looking at the computer. But I agree with you, you know, having it all in one spot. Maybe I could handle that. But yeah, that would be a nice way of having it all set up. Yeah. And sometimes what I've done for myself is I'll take, you know, once I've studied it, I'll kind of condense it, and I might write them all or go in and type it kind of a shortened version.
Mm-hmm.
And once you learn, okay, alien type 8 synthetic, you've kind of learned, okay, what it's there, what it does, on and on. So that information for me isn't necessarily to see every time, but then I just shorten all those entities into one
Yeah.
little. So
Yeah, I'm sure after learning it, I think probably now I even skipped over like a lot. Like I just heard, I came in at the end of duties. I was like, okay, I didn't do it that thoroughly. I just said, okay, here's this, clear. So then I was up to 86%. So what else? Then I went to the entities chart. How many won? Risen demons. Weird. Okay, clear that. Now where am I? Up to 98. Where else? Negative emotions chart, fatigued. Very true. There's just incredible, a lot going on in my life. Heard that? Happy gums. Energetically, even though they're not physically, is it really 100? So that was really cool. I was like, wow, this is really cool.
yeah. And how did your gums feel?
I felt like it lightened up a bit. I can, in the time since then, so that was before 8, you know, I've kind of felt some things. So I don't know if the physical is changing based on the energy. But anyway, so that was great. So then when I couldn't get in, I was like, okay, let's do some other things. So I had 2 things. One, I had a cat that I worked on last week that I knew I wanted to come back for. The cat, like I kind of always say, I get, it's similar to what she does, but I say I had a pile of 46 to clear and I got it down to 2, but it wasn't all the way clear. And I was like, okay, let's go back to Raffi and see if I can. So on that 2, I did get, what I did here was I just went to the list. So I have that up here on the top. I just said, okay, which of these charts should I go to? Law of attraction? No. Entities? Yes. Emotions? No. Negative emotions? Yes. So I just kind of tested that first for an overview and said, okay, I'm going to look at entities and then negative emotions. And then I went over here to those charts and got, I didn't want to write them out. I don't know. I think personally, like, I don't like to give too much attention to entities. So even if it comes up in other people's sessions, I'll just write offensive energies, right? Rather than saying draconian, or even like somewhere I wrote risen demons. It's like, that sounds awful. I don't want to write that. So I just wrote type 4, type 7. Anyway, I cleared that and then got 3 negative emotions: scared, shameful, mistreated, right? For cat, sad.
Yep.
Cleared that. And now it's down to 0. So that was pretty quick.
Wow.
And then I had another client who, she was having trouble muscle testing. And I was like, okay, there's this muscle testing thing. So this I do have some questions on, because I didn't really get it. So I went to this muscle testing chart and I got her testing right now is at 86%. What's blocking that? And then I just kind of asked, is it column 1? You know, is column 1, column 2, 3, 4, 5? But I don't really understand the things that came up. So first, embodiment, guilt, and amplification came up in column 1, I think. Where is this? No, here. So what does that mean? Like how much physical and spirit connected? Is that what embodiment is? Like this?
Yeah, that's how I understand it. Yeah, when your spirit is in the body.
Okay.
No,
So then you just clear kind of generally anything in the way of embodiment. I mean, that's kind of what I did.
Yeah. Yep. I just clear it. I would just go ahead and just clear embodiment. Just
Okay.
without even kind of like going into it further. It's just like, okay, embodiment, I'm clearing it. Like there's sometimes something will come up for me and I can't even exactly name it. I'll be like, oh, I have this sense or this feeling and I'm not even sure what it is, but I just will think, well, my body knows what that is. So clear it. And
Okay.
I don't, not always that important to actually understand all the details or to know it. The important thing is that your body or you can recognize it and it then clears.
Okay. So I did that, but again, since I wasn't really sure, so then I tested afterwards and it went up. Well, maybe I did this whole little section first. Let me just see what I think. Guilt and amplification are all. Okay, so this was the things on column 2. So under guilt, I got guilt, yes. And then I got no. Oh, timeline, not energetic, but timeline mental. So I just wrote that down. And then amplification. So I don't really know what amplification means. What does that mean?
I don't fully understand it. I just understand the way I do understand it is that it's kind of amplifies the feeling. Like, so, okay, it was under guilt. So then it's like an amplified feeling of guilt.
Ah,
That's how I understand.
okay. So, would you do those? Did I write? I think I wrote down everything in column 2 and then I kind of cleared them one
Yep.
at a time. Is that what you would do?
Yep.
Okay.
As time goes by, sometimes I can just clear all of it at once.
Okay.
You know, I might say, okay, I'm clearing all these things on row 2 now. And it will clear. I mean, I still go back and check and say, okay, is it all clear? If not, then I'll go in and say, okay, which one of these is it clearing? But
Okay.
yeah, a lot of times I'll just clear them all in one.
Okay. So then let's see. That's the problem with having so many things open, right? So then I went to the next thing again. So when Bloodline came up, I did quite like that first chart. I think it's the law of attraction chart where, so here, Bloodline is just one word, but I had remembered from my experience that when I went into Bloodline, it had some other things that were common.
Mhm.
So then I went back to that chart and then got the greed and disappointed. That felt good, but the rest of the things didn't. Group mind virus. I have no idea what that means. I've never seen it before except on here. Maybe it's on another chart like this was, but I just wrote it and cleared it. And then right to have your own
Yep.
experience. So anyway, I kind of went through all of those. It got up to 100, but then I think it got up to 99. Then I felt like when I came back to check, it was 99. What do you get for Maria?
Let's see. I've got 100. I've got 100%
Yeah, I am too.
right now.
And let me see if the embodiment, if that stayed there, which I think is actually okay. It's like, are we ever really perfect?
No, that's definitely, I don't think so.
Yeah,
And
I
then
still
one
get
comment on
98.
like the bloodline. Okay, 98, let's see.
For the embodiment, I still get that that's true.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know that it's, I mean, a person can go after that 2%, but I don't know that it's absolutely critical.
Yeah, I agree. So what?
But yeah, I was gonna make a comment on that bloodline, and that can be necessary at times to go in and say, okay, what is preventing this bloodline from clearing if it doesn't want to clear? But as you found with the group mind virus, you were able to clear it.
Mhm.
So you can go ahead and attempt it at times to be like, okay, I'm going to clear this bloodline. If for whatever reason it's really sluggish, slow, or doesn't want to clear, then you might go, okay, why is this not clearing what's in there? So not always necessary to go find it first, but maybe, check first if you can clear it. Then if you can't, you can go and do a little more digging.
Okay. And I didn't understand this either. Let's see, alien type 5. Then I got something here. Mechanism. Again, I don't understand it, but you just clear it.
Yeah. So let's see here. The mechanisms were, see, this is on the entities chart. I'm thinking, let me look here.
Yeah, and that's alien type 5. Like, do you tell your clients all of these weird names? Oh, you have an Ashtar.
No. No, I don't. No. If someone really wants to discuss it, that's fine, but I don't.
Yeah, I've
Because
never
partly
done
because
this
people
much.
have different understandings of it. What's that?
I've just never
You've never done what?
seen this much on offensive energies. So it's a little like, whoa, to me.
Yeah. You mean as far as the descriptions and as far as what they are? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and I guess I almost felt like this is kind of like a thing of the past. And it just feels like it's such a big part of her work.
The entities?
Mm-hmm.
You mean a thing of the past as in kind of like some sort of a old model? Is that what you mean?
Like different times, like so much has been cleared, we're so much more coming into the light.
Mm-hmm. I find that a lot of clients that haven't had a lot of work done still carry a lot of these.
Mm.
And then the clients that have had more work or work for them, or do work on themselves, they don't have as many. But I do find, it's kind of, I'm sometimes surprised, because I would also think, oh, maybe that some of these aren't so common. And then I'm like, oh, wow, I guess I find things that are there that I definitely wouldn't have expected. So yeah, is it just as people are kind of transitioning that there's still people who are still carrying some things with them? And yeah, a lot of people like yourself, yeah, they may not be present at all anymore.
Okay, so what were we talking about? We were talking about mechanism.
Yeah, I was looking to see where that one was. I cannot remember either right now. If anyone else remembers where that mechanism description was, either I'm missing the keep bypassing that page or whatever. I've seen it and I've read about it, and for whatever reason I'm not seeing it right now. But yes, if anyone else has seen it, then go ahead and pop in here.
So one thing I did like about this one, so this is really long, right? Like 15 pages. So when I got entities, I would just go, okay, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6. Like that was super helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. And then again, I've done that with this entities where I just rewritten it and then put them all on one page, just the names. And so then I can go ahead and check for them. And again, if for whatever reason it's not clearing or something, then I might go and look, through the bigger, or, all the different pages and say, okay, where's it at and why is this not clearing? But yeah, a lot of times I just, I put it on one page, run through it, see what comes up.
Oh, here's an interesting thing. So this is for a different one, but it says how they anchor. So maybe the mechanism means
Yes, there it is.
It's not a thing. It's more a process, right? Because this is on a different type, but maybe it's saying for the type 5, it's, here we go. This doesn't say mechanism, but anyway.
4, go to type 4. It says on here, originating source is alien type, or 4 types, alien 4 types. So more or less how they operate. It says up to 9 moving parts. Purpose is to control or dominate the area.
Okay. So anyway, that was kind of an interesting playing around for me because I couldn't get on.
Yeah.
3 different
Yeah.
little, something that I could feel. And I actually did feel lighter. And then I was really happy for both of those other things that I'd worked on. Well, I hadn't really worked on the muscle testing, but the CAT I had.
Yeah, you made a lot of progress, a lot more than I did when I was starting off with this work. I was a lot slower. So yeah, you really went into it and it flowed really well for you. That was really neat. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, well, it's similar to other things I do. So I'm kind of plugging that into other models. But if I hadn't had the other things, I would be totally confused.
Yeah, it took some time because I wasn't familiar with this model at all. It was all completely foreign to me. So yeah, it takes a while to kind of get it organized in your mind.
So there's hope for us.
There's hope. There's hope. Oh,
thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Yes, you're welcome. There's Robin. She said she's been having trouble staying connected. Did you want to go over anything, Robin? Oh, she's kind of.
No, that is me. That you're talking about somebody else.
Okay. Who was it that was trying to get? Let's see here. Oops, no, I
think it was Natalie.
Oh, Violet. Sorry, Violet. Violet said, "Hello, ladies, having challenges staying online." So yeah, I don't know if she's able to get that. I don't see her. I don't see her on here. Okay, well, anyone else have something they want to go over?
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, well, I don't see myself, but you do see myself and hear myself, Kelly?
Yep, we see you.
Because I have difficulty also to, the micro works not perfectly, so sometimes your words are in echoes and it's difficult to understand what you say. Okay.
Okay. I'll just let me know and I'll try to keep closer to the computer here.
Okay. Well, for me, I didn't work as much as the other person, and I didn't put that on my computer, so I don't know. I thought it would be more, I don't even know if I do the testing well, or like asking question well. So for me, it was more like I started to look for someone I wanted to work on, and I thought you would tell me if I on the right path or not, you know, to tell me
Yeah.
if I found something that is coherent or not.
Yep.
So, and I didn't
Yeah.
try to do any clearings because I want to know if what I found was okay, because after, so maybe, and I use only, because I'm a little lost in all the papers I receive, and for me also I have to try, you know, it's in English, so it's not in the way I understand it, it's not, you know, immediate. It's not just like that. You know, there's a wall first, you know, to be translated. So I use this, if you can see, for the order to see, to look at what was okay, and use collect information sheet. So I wanted to do something for a woman that I know, which her name is Isabelle Jevet, and she is very skinny, and apparently she wasn't skinny when she was younger. I don't remember when it started, but now, even if she eats a lot, even if she wants to, you know, to take some weight, because she really very, very skinny, it's not that it doesn't eat, it's not that she wants to be like that, it's that she wants to be a little weight more, but nothing happens, you know. She's and for many years now, and so I found it that this kind of work could really be nice to find what blocks her. And I start with the life force, and I brought a little higher. But then what can I tell you? I look at the energy field. I didn't check everything, but I ask the percentage with my pendulum and a sheet, just to check and asking. And it seems to be on the first aura and first chakra. They are the lowest. Like the aura would be around 20%, and the chakra would be around 30, 32. But it's not precise. And so then I didn't do because it took a lot of more time that I have to do the things, and I start with a meditation that took a long time. Well, anyway, so I skip on the aura. I went to the chakra. I thought so, and with interfering programs, yes, I found. Well, I did it two ways, with my hands, trying with and then with a pendulum to see, because I need to practice more with my hand, because I don't know if you really, I don't know, what do you use, Kili?
I use my hand.
So do you really put one on top on the other? Because
Yes.
sometimes, you know, you press a lot, but at the end it goes like that. And sometimes it just goes like that. And so I don't know.
Yeah. So you will probably need to practice with your hands, and then you can check with your pendulum if you're used to using that to see if you're getting the same
Yeah.
reading. But yeah, I had shared earlier that, yeah, it took me a long time to learn
Oh.
to feel into the hand motion versus trying to think it. You know, my mind wanted to always be thinking, but I had to learn to kind of relax into it and kind of feel into it. So it took me a lot of hours and hours and days of
Yes.
practicing. Yeah.
Okay.
But I liked what you came up with for the chakra and aura. That seemed true. And then I was going to ask, when you did your meditation, was the meditation for you? Did you do a meditation?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
and,
did. Yes.
I would just say I could suggest that you can invite her in also to share that meditation with you.
Okay, I did the grounding meditation that we did with Marlene before the Zoom meeting we had.
Okay.
So,
But I was thinking with that, her name is Isabel, right?
yes, Isabel.
So when you were, go ahead
Yes.
and invite her in when you're doing that, to invite her to share that meditation, and that can help kind of
Okay.
clear and balance also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I invite my higher self and her.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's said,
correct.
so,
Yeah,
okay.
nice.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good idea. I will
Yeah,
remember. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Um,
So I didn't do all. I didn't have time to do all, so we can check what I have done, and I can also clear it maybe now or later.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, whichever. Yeah, we can go
Well,
ahead and do that.
yes, well, I don't really still understand what I must do, but I guess it will be done like that. I don't know. So, okay. So for the interfering programs, I went with soul contract. I tell you for the both with my finger and pendulum. Soul contract, cycles, shared in, well, after it's not really same. Well, let's say with my finger, soul contract, medical control, cords, and emotional anchors.
Yeah,
So,
that feels correct.
okay, but with a pendulum, I found not exactly the same. Can I tell you, or it's no use?
Sure, you
Yes?
can share.
Okay, soul contract, cycles, shared energy, chords, contracts and agreements, and trauma plus karma. Yeah, well, that's a lot.
Yeah, the second one that you said, okay, so you said cycles. I did not get cycles. Did anyone else, is anyone following along that, did they feel that there was something additional here for Natalie, or did anyone find any different readings? Is anyone been checking here?
No.
What?
No.
What was that? Okay. I did not get the cycles, but the rest of them, I felt that those were also there too.
Okay.
Like you'd said, yeah.
So, so what do I do with that? Because I didn't follow if it's different, if it's just with the hand like that you take it away, or if it's different type like chop, or I didn't follow. Or
So then when you go into these charts, you said you have the, let's see, you had soul contracts, you had, I have kind of a short-term memory problem, so you have to refresh me, but you can go in and look at the clearing method for them.
so what would
And I shared earlier, right away early on the call that, you know, if you're not finding where that information is and you're like, oh gosh, I need to get this cleared, but I'm not finding exactly how you don't have to worry too much about it, that you can use that simple quantum pump method like this. I'll turn towards the side here so you can see it, like the quantum pump method. That will clear also. So
Okay.
even if you think, oh, I don't know how to clear this, I'm not finding the right one,
Yeah.
it's not so important. You can use that quantum pump.
Okay, okay. I never saw it. Okay, so yes, so something maybe I feel strange because it's for someone else, so maybe I should you know, be more do everything in one time, you know, quietly for her.
Oh, well, I don't think that it's that big of a deal. You know, we're working to kind of gain some experience here so everyone can kind of learn together. So yeah, you can go ahead if you have more content. Did you want to try clearing some of those that you
Yes,
have
that's
written down there?
right. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Which
like
one should we work on first?
let's say we can work on soul contract. Yes.
Okay. So
Or-
anyone else who wants to join in, so we can just use a simple pump method even.
Okay.
Are you able to feel that energy lightening?
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Maybe that.
Feels good?
Yeah. About still a little.
Little bit there. I agree.
So maybe with the time it will end, it will stop. So
I feel like you're doing really well. I think that you are
that's
feeling into it
cleared.
very well. Yeah.
Yeah, I did feel is a
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
so
That's good.
Mm-mm. Okay. So as I have not done the work completely, and I'm a little messy. Maybe for this chakra, can you check the next one, and then, you know, I have to finish. Well, yes, you'll explain to me the end. So I'm sorry, I'm very messy.
No, that's quite all right.
But oh yes, this is important for her, the emotional anchors. So I found with my fingers, I found envy, deception, fear, overwhelm, pride, and sorrow.
Yeah, I feel that those are correct.
Okay.
There may be some more also. I'm
Yes,
feeling
well,
still quite a bit of heaviness, but those are correct what you have found.
yes. So with the pendulum, I found also guilt and disappointment. Okay. And so for interfering spiritual influences, alien, but for the types, I have difficulties because sometimes it was 2 and 6, 8, and then I tried again and it was more. So I don't really know what to think about it. There more clearly came the gray, reticulan, entities, and negative spirit guide. That's with my finger.
So gray, reticulan, and negative spirit guide.
Negative spirit guide entities, and with the pendulum also nanotechnique
Mhm.
and satyr, A6 satyr ghost. So I guess I have to work with clearing maybe my finger, or because I don't find exactly the same each time. So
Yeah, I'm getting also that she may have some alien type 4.
yes,
The Zeta reptilian. Went through checking. Maybe alien type 8 synthetic. Alien type 8 Ashtar.
yeah.
Spirits.
Ghost.
Yeah. So there are a few more in there. And then to go in and check for the anchors.
Yes. And for anchors, yes, I found mainly implants and with the pendulum, wormholes, cords, and nanotechnology.
I've got mechanisms also.
Mechanisms. Where is mechanism? Okay,
Anchors.
okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
Anyway, I have to work again.
Yeah.
I'll redo everything again, but I wanted to have
Yeah.
more, to see more clearly what's.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you have done this and controlling anchors, okay, amplification, you have to do all of this also. I'm sorry. All the you have to take the body, to own your body chart and do it. And where is it? Okay. So I mean, is that because I'm confused? Is that ability to own your body? Is that the charts owning your body we had? And I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh
At
my
least you're finding the things that you are finding are there. So
God.
you are, you know, what you're starting to read, you're getting right. It's just to find more, you know, find more. So it's not as though you're reading something as being correct and then it's not, and maybe there was that one thing or something, but overall, your readings are reading
Okay,
correctly. Mhm.
okay. Thank you,
Did you
Kelly.
find that other
But
chart?
yes, just please, I still don't really understand. Just 5 minutes, and this must be also clear. So when ability to own your body, you will take and redo with this chart and redo the reading with this chart.
That is called which chart? I'm having a hard time seeing
The body ownership.
body ownership. I'm looking to see if I have that one here. I'm not sure that I have that chart. It should also be in just a chart form, not only in that PowerPoint form. Do you have that in chart form, or does anyone else recognize that PowerPoint that she has? That do you have it in the chart form itself?
Isn't that, wasn't it like the slides of emotions that you had, Natalie?
Yes.
I think it's like a slide about emotions, but then she also had an emotion chart and a negative emotion chart.
Okay, yeah, that's what, okay, that would make sense.
But I didn't save the slides because I thought that probably it was contained in the chart,
In the charts.
but I
Yeah,
didn't really look at it.
yeah, okay.
I
So
mean-
yeah, that would make sense if it was the emotions and negative emotions on the chart. That's what you'd be clearing.
Okay, maybe I should ask that to Marlene, because when she said you must clear ability to own your body, okay, I can see, but your body's information, what this exactly mean inside all the papers I have, remove suppression, domination, control of others.
Oh, okay, is that referring to your clearing statement or your clearing intention?
Okay,
Where, when, at the beginning of your work session that you would say, the right, permission and ability to, control or have rights over my own body, free of suppression, domination, and control. Is that what you're referring to? Or is it different?
well,
Okay,
I don't know. Okay, I'll work better. I'll check that because it's too messy to talk. Thank you, Kelly.
yeah,
I'll just when I have clear question and work a little more, I'll come
okay,
back. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Okay, thank you, Kelly.
no trouble. Does anyone, I could use a 15-minute break. Is that be fine with people? Or 10 minute would be fine. Is that okay with people? Could you hang on for 10 minutes?
Yes.
Or is everyone, okay. All right, I'll go ahead and we'll take a 10-minute break and we'll be back at, let's see here. Well, let's just go for noon. It's close. Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay, all right. We'll see you back at noon. Okay.
I just wanted to say thank you for being here and doing this. It's been really nice. And I think we're all just a little bit overly nervous that, okay, even if we do list something that's incorrect, and if we clear something that's not there, it doesn't hurt anything.
No, it's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt. Yeah, that was a lot for me initially too, where I kind of was really worried about not getting it quite exactly right. And it's like, oh, it really doesn't have to be so exacting. It's not gonna hurt to clear something, right? Like you said, that's not there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I agree. I just wanted to thank you for taking the time out to be here with us. It's been very helpful. Thank you.
Oh, sure. And it's been really enjoyable for me too. Even kind of facilitating a discussion like this, you always get to learn something yourself. So it's always fun to be able to do this. Well, I think we could, if most people are getting back, we could get started. So if anyone else has things they want to go over or questions, do that.
So I have a question. This is Robin.
Mhm.
So I hadn't really looked over the sheets and everything. So then when Natalie was talking, beautiful work, Natalie.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I didn't do that. Oh, I didn't do that. Oh, I didn't do that. And so then over the break, I was kind of looking at the sheet, where to start. So I guess I just kind of jumped into, I skipped the pre parts and said, what do we want to work on? Where are we? What's in the way? Let's clear it, right? So it feels like in kind of in what Marlene is presenting, there's this pre part. Can I share my screen?
Sure.
So really what she's teaching us is, let's see, is this the page? No. Process, this one.
Okay.
Process,
Yep.
where we start. Okay. So really what she's saying to do first is get all this information. So connect to higher self, connect to theirs. So this is what I didn't do. So life force on another sheet, there's another sheet where it says get this to 100%. So but then down here it's ask client, what do you want to work on today? So it's really saying that, okay, we're going to do this connecting. Like to me, like raising the life force to 100%, that's actually a pretty big deal. And that would be like ongoing throughout the session. But is that not the case? Do you just do that like right at the beginning?
Well, I think she's somewhat referring to reading the life force.
Oh, just getting the starting
So
reading?
yeah, you get the starting reading and you can kind of start that energy flowing, because of course energy will continue flowing even if you're not exactly focused on it at that moment. So you start that energy flowing to it and then move into the other areas.
Okay.
And then periodically, yeah, when you're going through, say you can feel that some things are really clearing up, go back and say, okay, where's my life force at now here?
Oh, okay. So you're connecting with a person. So you're kind of maybe even writing these things down. Okay, life force is at 42. Check for attachments. So would you just do like a number? Like we're not doing detailed clearing here, or are we saying, okay, there's 33 attachments and I have the intention to clear them, or what does this mean specifically?
Yeah, so that's where we do start working in those attachments. Because those are, again, going to impact the life force. So once those are cleared out, then you can start moving into these other areas. And even once, I don't think you cover it maybe in this level, but when you start going into organ regeneration, you need to have the body clear of attachments and that life force up, and even up in the organ to make sure that it's at 100%, so that you can start the proper regeneration process. So yes, I do follow it this way, where I go in and go through the attachments. But as
Before you
we
even ask
find,
them what they want to work on? Like here,
yeah, so this is like a bite. Yeah. I mean, usually when they're talking, I'll say, okay, we're gonna start. Here's, checking your life force, checking for attachments and things, and that I'm gonna clear these before we start moving into the other areas. But it's fluid, you kind of have to go with what feels right also at the time. But yeah, when you're going through some things, of course, you're going to find that when you are in, say, bloodlines or DNA, there may be additional attachments that are in those separate areas too. But I generally do work through those attachments and anchors first. And again, it can be fluid. I mean, maybe I'll say, oh, okay, what would you like worked on today? I might ask it right away. And then I'll say, okay, let me get started now with life force. We're going to check that. Let me start working through some attachments before we get into these other areas. Just kind of whatever feels correct at the time. But I definitely do find that clearing them attachments does really kind of open the flow for other things to start clearing quickly and completely.
Well, also, she says down here a little bit below, example, she found A7 and clear attachments while they are talking. So she's good where she can do two things at once. She can talk to them and also be clearing at the same time.
Yeah.
So
And I'm not perfect at that yet.
What is that?
Yeah.
Alien 7, Mechanism 3, something like that?
Yep.
She just put that in as an example.
Okay.
Yep.
So, excuse me, check for attachment will be asking from the entities list.
Yep. That's correct.
So maybe in the 3 months or so that we're working together, it might be like really fun to watch you do like a half an hour session on somebody just to see, because I feel like we've gotten a lot of pieces, but it's almost like the whole of the process. It's not crystal clear. And I know it's fluid. I know every session is different always, but it also does feel like there's a basic progression that would be helpful to see.
Yes, I understand. I do. I felt like a duck out of water for a long time. So I did actually had even purchased some sessions with Marlene, and it was really helpful for me to even kind of go through that flow a few times. But I think that'd be a nice idea. And we could even take turns. Like, okay, so if I did a practice or a session, and then the next time someone else could take the lead and we can kind of follow along. And it feels like, oh, maybe they could use some pointers here or there. Like, that would be nice.
I would love that.
Yeah.
So check chakras I get. What do you check for the aura? Do you just say, are there any holes? Are there, does the aura need any help? Are we checking the layers of the aura 1 through 7?
I myself don't, because especially in a half an hour session, you know, you don't have that much time.
Yeah.
So it depends on what somebody's coming for. You know, once in a while you might have someone say, oh, I don't know, just do something. Well, okay, I can do that. I can do the chakra or clearings and whatever. But if someone's like, well, I want this or that done, I generally kind of look at it, you know, visualize it and see what it's looking like. Does it look vibrant and bright? Is it looking dull? And just kind of feel into it and see into it versus like going piece by piece, like, okay, what percent am I at? Like, I don't feel like I have time for that through, you know, unless that's what they're wanting. So yeah, just kind of that, again, checking to see how it looks, see how it feels. How does the person kind of feel to you? Do they feel like they're vibrant? Do they feel like they're dull or dim? You know, sometimes I've had to go back where things are not moving. They're just not going very well. And so I'll go through the questions again. Okay. Is there something that I've got going on that's preventing this? Is there something that we have a shared energy that's preventing things from moving? And then I might have to even go in and say, okay, is there something that I'm missing in the auras or chakras that something's not quite brightening up? And sometimes I found that, yeah, there is something there. But yeah, it almost to me would seem if you wanted to do a full clearing and a full session, that's almost a session in itself. Do chakras and auras and go through all the little details. Yeah.
Okay. And my last question is, what's the amplification chart? If something's stopping you from getting a good readings, check self for attachment to grounding. Amplification chart, ask higher self for accurate reading.
Okay, let me see here. I'll pull mine up. Grab it here.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Yeah, I think yesterday Marlene said the amplification chart was the same thing as the law of attraction chart. I could have sworn she said that yesterday because I was confused too.
Oh, good. I just took a quick look at it, but there's nothing on the law of attraction chart that says amplification.
Yeah, she just said that they're the same thing. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I heard yesterday and I wrote it down.
Oh, good. Thank you for listening so well.
Yeah, that's true. Yep, that's true. She did say that. And I did find mine here. Yeah. So it is. Yeah, I've got it. I have to do paper everything. So I have to organize my things that way. So for you lucky folks that have a good handle on technology, you probably save yourself a lot of time and paper shuffling. But I'm a work in progress.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyone else? I noticed that Violet, it looked like Violet wasn't able to get back on, maybe. I didn't see her come back on. Yeah, there may be a couple missing here today, maybe, but yeah. Anyway, any more questions, we can continue forward. If anyone wants to do some practice, we can continue with that. Or if everyone's kind of done and ready to go back and start working on their own, you know, offline, we can close out too.
When is like the next? We meet next week, right? Because that was supposed to be the certification, and we're supposed to have like our two cases done by next week for the certification.
Yeah, I don't have the exacting schedule in front of me. But she did say that, yeah, she wants you to come with those kind of case studies for your final, like the graduation or whatever she calls it, certification ceremony.
Okay. Okay. And so we need to have these two like clearings and everything done by like next
Yep,
week. Then
yep,
okay.
yep,
This
yep.
is Judy. I presented two case studies today. Do those suffice for the certification?
Let me see. Could you put them up again? Would that be fine
Um,
or not? Are you not able to?
well, I think I saved them. And I don't know if I can get those back that easily.
Okay, okay. I was just gonna, the only thing I was gonna check on is, you know, she's gonna wanna kind of see it in the format that she put out there on that chart, kind of the steps to follow, you know, how to go through it. So it's kind of laid out in that way, you know, where you got your life force, then you got, you know, those kinds of things. I couldn't remember if yours was laid out that way, if it was laid out different. But if it is different, you can just plug it in to that chart that she had or that sheet that she has. You know,
Okay.
the where to start sheet. So if you plug your items in there, then that would be fine.
Okay.
Because mostly she's going to want to see that the light force is up to 100. She want to see that you've kind of checked the chakras and auras. Of course, your attachments, and then going into amplifications or different things like that. So those will be the main things that she's going to want to see.
Well, I know I went through all the charts and I checked
Yeah.
for everything.
Yep.
And I re-edited to make the corrections that you pointed out, and I put the life force up there, but it was only at 98%.
Yeah. Yep. So then you can finish it off by going in and asking again, like, okay, so what might be preventing this person from getting their life force to 100%? And if you need to check, go back into, say, some amplification, some emotions, and check your bloodlines, DNA, different things like that. See what comes up. Because you should be able to then get it to 100%.
So we should all be at 100% when we submit our
Yeah. Yep.
case
Yep.
studies. Okay.
Yep.
So this might be not okay to say or whatever, but it seems to me like it'd be really helpful to have an example of that, because I'm looking at this sheet and right now this process where to start, and it's not super clear exactly
Yep.
how somebody would write that up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. So why don't I'll visit about that with Marlene, and I'll see if we can get an example of a chart that she's completed on someone. So we can maybe we can send it out to you ladies or something, so you can kind of have a comparison, kind of like a template then to follow. So I understand what you're saying. I'm still learning that too. And partly it's because, you know, everyone's method is slightly different, you know. So that's why, you know, one person's in the end, you might find yourself modifying it for how you like to do things. But yeah, in particular for the final submissions here, I'll see if I can get her to send one out. And if she has one on me, that's fine. It doesn't matter to me if somebody's looking at my chart. I don't mind. But yeah, just something that would be a little more clear. I understand when you're looking at it, you kind of think, well, I'm kind of going back and forth here, or I'm not sure. There's some suggestions, but you're not sure which things are suggestions and which things are a must. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, she even has some examples here on the process where to start, but yeah, I don't know. I just think it would be helpful to see something clearly, then that intention statement sheet is pretty clear. Like that would
Yeah.
be easy. Like if
Yeah.
we followed that, like,
Yeah.
okay, I could do the life force, the entities, then get the intention, then check those 4 charts. But so that's what I was kind of thinking. But then when you said that other, I don't think that has a lot of these things with, so
Yeah.
that's the question, is how much?
Yep. Yeah. No, I'm going to write that too. Send that to Marlene and let's try to get a chart sent out so everyone can have a chance to look at that in that way.
And also, she did keep reassuring us, you're going to have a couple months. You're going to have a couple months.
Oh, sure. And yeah, it's not finite. It's not that you have to have it done next week or else. It's that more like she's like, okay, if you're ready, great. Otherwise, we've got time to, we've got time to work at it. It's not a and if you don't have it done, you fail type of a thing. It's not that way. Okay. Anything else?
Could you show me an example of where that sheet is, where to start? Because I can't find that.
Here is what it looks like up close.
Okay, so that's the page. Okay, because that seems to be slightly different too. So yeah, I would like it spelled out more, a little more straightforward. And my other question is, when we do these, do we have to show like initial percentages that we see? And do we have to show the number, except the anchors, blah, blah, blah. And then, so show what we found initially and then that it's 100% cleared, or just that it's 100% cleared?
Show the initial. Yeah. So you'll want to show the initial light force and then show, sometimes even throughout a session, it might be, okay, I got, 65%. Then the next time I checked it, it was 78%. The next time I checked it, it was 92 and then 100, so show your progression as you're working through it.
Okay, so say, for instance, the intention that we had for today, if we have gone through and tried to clear some of that, I didn't write down what I found initially, so I really have to start with a new intention to do this. Because I don't have the original amounts written down. I just kind of went with to get it to 100% to clear it.
Yeah, you'd want to, you could try asking and say, what was my number before getting it to 100%? You could see if you could come up with that, so you don't have to start a whole new one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that would just,
too.
Yeah.
I've done that in the past. Oh shoot, I forgot the starting one. And you could just say, okay, before I started, what was the severity of this?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think mine may be a little bit too challenging for me right now. Can I do like something just that might be just a little bit like easier or something?
Yeah. So would you think doing one for someone else, or would you like to work on yourself?
I would like to work on myself, because I feel like unless I'm well, I can't really do it for anything else, and I wouldn't be able to like block out anybody else's if I'm not well. So I think I'm just going to work on me.
Yeah, I think that you could choose something different. That's not an issue. I remember you talking about some of your emotions, or how you feel. I think of some of the ones that you use there. But that would work too.
I'm sorry, what? Okay.
That what you talked about right away earlier today, that would be an option for you to use.
Okay. Yeah, but okay. And maybe just like take a little portion of it instead of like the whole thing.
Sure.
That might be a little bit more manageable, because I was getting a life force of 3 and you were getting it for 84. So I'm not doing it something right here. And it's just.
Yeah. So what were some of those topics that you were talking about you were saying that you sometimes feel perhaps that you don't have a voice, or you feel that you are not maybe valued, maybe not safe. So if you chose a couple of those and then you
Okay.
put it into your statement, you know, the right permission and what does that say? An ability to feel fully valued, you know, in my life, you know, maybe 2 things in there, and then finish that off and letting go of suppression, domination, control, and then just working through it that way. That would work.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah. Because now that I see what other people wrote and then I see my case study, it's like, oh, this is so inadequate. Okay. All right. Okay. I will do that. And there isn't any other time between like now and like next week when everyone is like doing all this to meet with you again or anything, or can you like just stay?
Why don't, let's see here. I'll touch base with Marlene, and maybe I could have her send out an email. And then is there a date, you know, that many people would like to try to get together, like in the evening or daytime, or, you know, this week, or are most people interested? Or if not, you know, maybe it could just be like a one-on-one. What do other ladies think here? Do others of you want to get together again, or?
And I'm sorry, there are people who could not get here today, so there will be another session with them to
Mhm.
maybe we can join also that time.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Why don't we do that? I'll you can kind of keep in mind what dates might work, or maybe which ones don't, or whatever, and if we could send out a couple options. Do any of you for sure have dates that don't work?
Evenings don't work for me.
Okay.
Like if we did like this 10 a.m. time either like on Monday or or there, yeah, like April 5th or April 8th or something again at this time, 10 a.m. time, that would work for me.
Anyone else?
I probably won't be able to come, but I support and understand wanting another time.
So you're busy for the week, morning and evenings?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, you know, I don't really sleep much. See, I have a little baby, so I'm kind of available 24 hours a day. I said, I think my 5 to 6 hours of sleep, I don't really have time for that anymore either. So maybe I should try to cut it back to about 4 hours a night. Maybe I could get a little more done. That's all right.
I don't think evenings would work because we have to consider Natalie is in France.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yes, for me now it's 7:30 p.m. Yes. Okay. And but I guess we have to see with the people who were not here today anyway. I don't think.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll do that. I'll have Marlene send it out, and people can kind of give some input on there, you know, see what works, maybe what doesn't. So would the following week be a time that would work for you, Robin? Or is there like, you're just kind of booked up for the next while?
Probably not, but just do whatever. If I can, I will, but I'm pretty booked up and there's just a lot of things going on. So,
Yeah.
but I feel good. I mean, today was really helpful. And I think if we had an example, it's
Yeah.
like, I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. I get the basic. I get the basic. It's always helpful to see more.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, even if there was a recording of that for those of us maybe that couldn't come at that time,
Yeah.
that we could watch, you know, at our convenience. It's helpful.
Yeah. I think you're doing really well. I think you're doing very well. You're a lot further ahead than I was when I started. So I'm like, oh wow. Yeah, you're picking right up on it. So yeah, okay. Well, let's go ahead and do that. You can kind of wait for an email to come out. And then I'll, yeah, also ask to have an example, a chart example sent out to all of you so that you can all take a look at that, and then we can work from there. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Carrie,
Yeah.
so it's
Yep.
Diane. Just really quickly, I guess I'm kind of anal. When you're asking, say, for instance, you know, how many grays I might have, you know, I might get a number. Should I have a percentage for that, or does the number suffice?
The number is fine. Yep.
Okay, and then what about like contracts? Is the same thing? Would it be the number of contracts or percentages? Okay.
Those numbers. Yep.
Okay, what about emotional thought forms?
Same. Yeah.
So you can go with numbers,
Yep.
not
Yep.
percentages?
Right.
And then so you don't have to say, okay, I've got emotional thought forms. They're, you know, try to find out the number of those so I can say the number, and then I can just clear it to 100%. I don't have to say, okay, there was 50% emotional thought forms, or
No, like I would say, okay, I found two emotional thought forms that are, you know, in this area.
Mhm.
And then I just clear off those. I work in the way where it's cleared kind of like to zero. So there's nothing there anymore.
Right.
That's how I do it.
Okay.
hmm
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Well, if there's no more further questions, I think we can close this session out today. And again, you guys can wait for Marlene to send out a case study for you to look at, and we'll send out a time or suggestion for some times that we can get together and visit. So thank you all very much. It's been very
Thank you.
enjoyable getting to know you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I look forward to
you.
seeing you soon. All right. Well, thank you. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.